Hi everyone, welcome back to the Angular project series. My name is Anil and this is our 12th video of our project. So in the previous video we just make this form for edit the restaurant. Alright, so for example we just want to edit the address of the subway. Alright, then we will just click here. Then we have this form is already made in the previous video, and in this video we will just first of all fetch the data, or you can say that the fetch this data which is just shared here in this field. Then we just want to make some update, then we will do it, and with the behalf of this id we will do this update and everything. All right, so now let's check out the points of the video. So first of all we will get the id from the url, this one. In the behalf of this id we will get the data from the api. uh, after that we will update the data and send a put request to update this data in the database. So now let's start with the code. So first of all I am just going to inside the update.restaurant.component.ts file, and here let's import the uh, activated route so that we can just get the id from here. All right, so just write here import something from, and just write here angular router slash router, and let's get here activated route here. Yep, and after that let's make the instance of this. So I can just make an instance with the name of router like this, and it can be a private instance, private, like this. Now here let's make a console dot one and try to get the id. So just write here this dot router router dot snapshot at params, and we have id as in param because in the app.routing model we just mention here id. That's why we can just get the this 6 with the name of id parameter. So here you can see that we are able to get the 6. If we are just checking out the home restaurant, then we will get the second id. Here you can see that. Perfect. So after this let's make a get api to fetch the data of behalf of this id. So let's come inside the resto.api. So just make here a function. Maybe the function name can be get current resto. So just write here get current resto like this, and in this function we will just pass the id, and let's just return here, return this dot http, or you can just copy from here. This is the very pretty similar. You can just made a get request here, right, and everything is same. And let's come back here, and first of all let's import this service here. So just import something from, and just write here resto service. Just write here resto service like this, and let's make an instance of it in the constructor. So just make it private type, and it can be resto instance name. And now let's call it just this dot resto dot get current resto, and let's pass this id here so that we can fetch the data of a specific id. And just write here dot subscribe. With this subscribe let's make a callback function inside it, and just simply write here result here. Let's break it down in the some parts so that we can just get it more clear, right? So just write in result, and let's console it. Are we just going to check in the console we are getting the perfect result or not? This. So let's check it out now. So here you can see that we got the home restaurant result because we have id 2 here. So let's click on the natural food. Now we got the data from the natural food. Now let's fill out this data in this field. For that, this is so very simple. We can just copy it from here, or you can cut even. It's totally up to you. I'm just going to copy here and just write here this dot, and here we can just simply pass result and just use here name, and after that, with the same way, just put the address and email id also. Just write here address and email id like this, and let's see. Now you can see that we are able to fetch this data here. Now let's try to submit this data. All right, for submit the data, first of all we have to define, let's format it, a function. So just make a function name, let's say collection. In this collection we are just going to console.one for a moment. Our form name, this dot, our form name is edit resto dot values. All right, and we will call this function on submit function, and let's go here and let's define a on submit event. So just write here ng submit, and this is the function name with the name of collection. Now let's come here and let's check it, what we are getting. Whenever I'm just going to click it, now you can see that we got the data. If I'm just going to update it, let's say I just want to change the address from Delhi West. All right, wow, address is updated. So now we just have to put this address in the API. So let's make a one more function here. So we can just put this function name update restaurant, update resto, and it will take the two parameters. One, we can say that the id, and second one will be the data. All right, so just put here data like this. id is already defined here, and let's call it from here. So here we can just call it this dot resto dot update resto, and here just pass the two IDs. One is the simply ID, but this is not an ID. So for that ID, let's get the data from here like this. Right. So after that, let's subscribe it, dot subscribe, and in the subscribe, let's take a callback arrow function console.one, and let's write here result param, and print this one here. That's great. Okay, after that it will be just updated fine. So let's check it first of all, then we will just proceed on the new things. So let's say I'm just going to update it here, Delhi South 2, and let's update it. And whenever I'm just going to this data should be updated, let me check on the console. Yes, exact find request is hitted here. Now let's go on the list, and now you can see that the result is not updated. So let me just refresh it and let's try again. Okay, so let's click on the subway and just write here 121 Gurgaon, and let's check it out what we are getting here in the console. So let's make it wide little bit and try to submit it. Actually that's my bad. I'm just going to send here get request. It should be put, so let me just make it put here. That's really sorry about that. I rarely make mistakes like this, but that's okay. Human makes mistakes. Okay, So now let's try to just update some more data. Let's say just try to update the subway again. So let's make it Delhi North, and whenever I'm just going to submit it, and let's come back on a list again, then now you can see that Delhi North is updated here, and again this is put it perfectly, it's working fine. So now let's see that how we can just show a message or something alert like the data has been successfully saved. So for that let's now we don't have any work for this, so I can just close it simply. So let's just uncomment this code from here, and as you know that we have to make the two things. One is the close function, and we have to just some put the values and changes in the alert property also. So let's come here and just make a alert property like here. By default alert will be false, and it will be a pull value, and after that on update we can just make it this dot state, this dot alert is true, fine, and we can just remove it. And now after that let's define the close alert function here. Let's just this dot alert will be false again. Now let's try it from the very scratch with the full screen. Alright, so let's we just want to update the address from KFC. Let's come here and let's update the KFC from sector 50 to sector 54, and Noida should be with the capital N. Alright, and let's say we just want to make a comma. Right, so whenever I'm just going to update it, it will show me that data has been entered. Okay, so let's change it. We can just change it. This is not a big deal. Here, updated successfully. All right, and whenever I am just going to be change it again, let's say just make it 120 again. Now data is updated successfully, and whenever I'm just going to click on the list, then you can see that the data is updated here. Alright, so this is the way that how the update function is actually working. If you still have any kind of confusion, you can ask me in the comment box. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. And there's a lots of video which is related to this project. You can just get the link from the description box. Bye bye, take care.